In every political ideology or movement, there are idiots on the fringe that the world would be better off without. Liberals have social justice warriors and Black Lives Matter. Conservatives have the alt-right white nationalists. These idiots cling on to wider political movements, ruining them. They spout ideas like white genocide, even though those ideas are founded on complete bullshit. So white genocide, roughly speaking, is the idea that in order to preserve the white race, we have to limit immigration or segregate people. In a very literal sense, they think that white people hooking up with people of a different race is genocide because consenting to have a child with a person of another race means the kid will end up being mixed race. White genocide is idiotic because no one's forcing whites to date or marry people of other races. So what are they complaining about exactly? Are they seriously mad that other people are choosing to be who they want to be with? You know, sometimes alt-righters point out that whites are being outpopulated by other races, which is true, but again, I mean, whose fault is that? You can't blame others for your declining birth rate. Declining birth rate occur in industrialized countries. Sometimes alt-righters assert that other races have lower cognitive abilities, which is certainly true since you're taking a whole group of people then comparing it to other whole groups of people. But you can learn more about a person's intelligence by evaluating individuals because group intelligence overlaps. Also, IQ changes through successive generations in a process called the Flynn effect. Also, there are around 10 to 13 points in variation, whether higher or lower, between a child versus a parent, even if that child happens to be mixed race. All this is to say that the idea of white genocide is freaking idiotic because A, whites are choosing to mate with people of different races. No one's forcing them not to mate with other people. And B, intelligence is not entirely deterministic, especially when tracked through successive generations. The only reason why I'm talking about this, and not just dismissing it right off the bat, is because people, especially the alt-right, actually think this way. And we need to be able to criticize bad ideas and the people who spout these bad ideas. There are people on the right who cry, "This is anti-white," when they see a movie or a video that they don't like. When they cry that something is anti-white, they're just as annoying as the Black Lives Matter members who screech from the top of their lungs when they see something that's remotely racist, or remotely can be misconstrued as racist. Alt-righters have more similarities with Black Lives Matter than differences because they all seem to focus on, race and being a victim of race, which is freaking annoying. That brings me to Richard Spencer.
Would you support the eventual creation of a white ethno-state in the land that is the United States?
In North America, not necessarily in the land of the United States, yes, I would support eventually a creation of a new kind of political order, an ethno-state. That is a state that is based on protecting my people and our civilization.
I think it's fair to say that Richard Spencer is an ethnic nationalist. He wants to severely limit immigration. That's a fair position to hold. He also believes that countries should be culturally homogenous, and that too is a fair position to hold. But when he begins to argue that countries should not only be culturally homogenous, but ethnically homogenous, it leaves you wondering, why does he think that way? What is it about being a different race that makes him not want you in his country? If it's not culture or ideas, which has nothing to do with race and ethnicity, by the way, what then makes someone disqualified to live in the Western world? Surely his way of thinking isn't as unidimensional as Black Lives Matter members. Surely he doesn't want to restrict immigration simply on the grounds of something as arbitrary and non-consequential as skin color or as collectivist as nationality, because when he argues like this, that's what it seems like he's arguing.
I also have big dreams. Reviving the Roman Empire, it would be an empire that would be welcome to Italians, to Scots, to Russians, to white Americans, to Finns, etc. To have a safe space for all Europeans from around the world.
Look, do I think the alt-right has nearly as much political or social influence as SJWs or Black Lives Matter? Of course not. That being said, though, you have to be open to tackle bad ideas when you see them. There are elements of the alt-right that are absolutely terrible. That is true. Conservatives should be able to clean out the closet and get rid of these bad ideas before they fester and become the norm. I'm Jay Feza from the Rebel.media. If you're not afraid to criticize the bad elements of the right and the left, like and subscribe to the Rebel.media.